and bless all the candidates.
The spiritual leaders issued a synchronized statement calling out the wrongs in society in their end-of-the-year message. Featuring prominently was their rebuke of violence during the ongoing campaigns for political offices.
Tell your people to stop spraying us with pepper spray.
They singled out the incidents of violence meted out against the National Unity Platform presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi and his supporters.
These acts of violence are unacceptable, undermine the integrity of the electoral process, and erode public trust in institutions mandated to protect citizens. Elections are a civic exercise that has to be conducted in a peaceful environment.
They also cast a spotlight on the unbecoming conduct of the security agencies, whom they accused of arbitrary arrests and abductions.
We are deeply troubled by accounts of citizens being abducted and held in incommunicado.
The acts of abductions have hardly spared the religious leaders. It wasn't until days ago that the Uganda People's Defense Forces came out to admit holding a Catholic priest, Father Deusdedit Sekabira, nearly a fortnight after Masaka City Diocese came out to indicate that he had been abducted by men in military uniform. Two Kenyan nationals, Bob Njagi and Nicholas Oyo, were also held incommunicado for 39 days to the denial of the security agencies, but President Museveni indicated after their release and deportation back to Kenya that they were being held in a fridge. Several other citizens have disappeared and their whereabouts remain a mystery.
We call upon all security personnel to uphold professionalism, respect human rights, and ensure that every arrest is conducted legally, visibly, and transparently.
The religious leaders weighed in on the guidelines the Electoral Commission issued to the effect that the electorate is required to leave polling stations immediately after they have cast their ballot. The leadership of the army has said they will ensure firm implementation of the requirement by the electorate to leave the polling station, despite the requirement by the law for them to keep at least a 20-meter distance away from a polling station.
We have also noted differing voices on whether citizens should remain at polling stations. And the very intensity of this debate reveals a deeper issue: weaker leadership and management of the electorate. When people feel compelled to guard their votes, it signals anxiety about whether institutions will do their duty faithfully.
They challenge citizens to perform their civic duty of participating peacefully in the elections, but to avoid opportunists who could exploit them into wrongdoing.
To the citizens of Uganda, do not surrender your voice to fear, bribery, or incitement. Make informed choices. Reject manipulation.
The religious leaders indicated that they have repeatedly raised their reservations on the state of affairs with the head of state, the leaders of other political parties, and concerned agencies of government. All that the religious leaders say they can do is to speak out.
We meet the head of state and we share. The rest is left to him. Also, we can bring the prophetic voice and we leave the rest to the people concerned and we leave it to God. That's our job.
Opposition groups have repeatedly cast the religious leaders into the spotlight, accusing them of keeping mute amidst injustices, and with this, the silence appears to have been broken, but whether it will raise satisfaction is a different matter. Jackson Onyango, NTV.